Hey guys, welcome to the ICD10-PCS Coding Series. If you are new to the channel, subscribe and follow the playlist from the beginning so that you understand all the concepts thoroughly. This is part 30 of the Inpatient Coding Series, and today we will learn about the root operations in ICD10-PCS. I'm Vinay Kumar. I carry an overall experience of 2 decades in the US healthcare industry with vast experience in coding, auditing, training, and mentoring. I have helped many professionals in gaining knowledge and preparing for medical certifications from both AHIMA and AAPC. I'm dual certified, both CCS and CPC from AHIMA and AAPC. Now, at the end of this learning session, we will have a better understanding of coding the root operation transplantation from the fourth group of root operations. We will also look at an example from the medical and surgical section. And again, remember, the medical and surgical section is the most important and the largest section in ICD-10 PCS. Now, sorry. There are a total of 31 root operations in the medical and surgical section, and these root operations are divided into 9 groups, and these 9 groups are placed in such a way that similar kinds of procedures are grouped together. Okay, so we are looking at the fourth group of root operations today, and these root operations talk about procedures that put in or put back or move some or all of a body part. So basically, this is about removing or replacing the body part to a larger extent. Now, there are 4 root operations in this group: transplantation, reattachment, transfer, and reposition. So today we are looking at the root operation transplantation. The character value for transplantation is Y. Now, remember, root operations are the most important aspect of building a PCS code. And root operations always define the objective or the goal of the procedure. What is the provider or the surgeon trying to achieve? It becomes the root operation. Always read the definitions thoroughly and compare them to the actual procedure performed so that you get the root operation correct always. So, transplantation. Transplantation is defined as putting in or on all or a portion of a living body part taken from another individual or an animal to physically take the place or the function of all or a portion of a similar body part. So, basically, we are trying to replace a body part with something which comes from an external source. Okay, now the original or native body part may or may not be taken out, but the transplanted body part may be taken out, maybe taking over the function of the existing body part that needs to be replaced. So these are the examples of procedures that fall into the root operation of transplantation: kidney transplant, heart transplantation, and liver transplantation. Most common kind of procedures is what we are looking at. Okay. Now, a very small number of procedures are represented in this root operation transplantation and includes only the body parts that are currently being transplanted, the most common types of transplantation procedures that you come across. Now, you can search for the main term transplantation in the index of the ICD-10 PCS code book. Okay, and you will find all the transplant organs listed under the main term transplantation. This is very easy to find when you go to the main term transplantation from the PCS manual. Okay, now review the term. Okay, another important point that you need to remember: corneal transplantation and heart valve transplantation. These are two exceptions which are not classified to transplant as the root operation. Instead, these two procedures are coded to replacement as the root operation. So you need to be careful in reviewing the index and also the kind of procedure. Okay. Now, another exception or another important point you need to remember. Bone marrow transplant procedure. Even though this is called as a transplantation, bone marrow transplant is coded to the administration section of the ICD-10-PCS. We are talking about the surgical, medical and surgical section for the most part, right? But when it comes to bone marrow transplantation, the first character of the PCS code should be administration, or it starts with 3. Okay, this procedure is not coded to the medical and surgical section. Remember this. So the section for the bone marrow is transplant. The section for the bone marrow transplantation would be administration, and the root operation under administration would be transfusion. This is one most important aspect or procedure that you need to remember. You cannot code it to the medical and surgical section. Now, talking about the qualifier values or the seventh character values for transplantation procedures. So the qualifier values specify the genetic compatibility of the body part that is being transplanted. Okay, like for example, allogenic. Allogenic represents body part taken from different individuals of the same species from another human being, right? Syngenic represents body part taken from individuals or tissues that have identical genes, for example, identical twins. And zooplastic represents body part or tissue taken from an animal to a human being. So these are three qualifier values that you will find under the transplantation procedure for the seventh character. Now, this is an example of coding transplantation procedures. The patient underwent a donor matched right kidney transplantation due to end stage renal disease. So, in this case, patient has ESRD and is receiving kidney from another matching donor. So, this should be from another individual. And this is the corresponding table that shows the transplantation of the right kidney. Section is medical and surgical. Body system is urinary system. Root operation is transplantation. Body part is 0, which is the right kidney. Approach is 0 again, which is open. No device because we are not leaving anything inside as a device value. And the qualifier value in this case would be allogenic. Okay, since it is taken from another donor, matched donor. So the code for the right kidney transplantation is 0TY00Z and 0. So the key points to remember is corneal and heart valve transplantations are coded to replacement as the root operation. Okay, they are not coded to transplantation as the root operation. And there are qualifier values which identify from where the transplanted organ is received, who is the donor, right? So allogenic is from another individual from the same species. Syngenic is tissue or organ from an identical twin, and zooplastic is tissue or organ from another species or an animal. You'll find the online version of the ICD-10-PCS coding manual from this link. This is also there in the description of the video, so you can go there and check it out. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done that already. And follow the series from the playlist or from the beginning so that you understand all the root operations thoroughly. In the next set of videos, we will also talk about the root operation reattachment, and I'll also start another CPT series, which will be a complete separate series altogether. Thank you.